Hello viewers, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. Today I want to look at the Australian who was involved in the shooting. Before I start, and other things, I also want to look at the Australian Prime Minister and the upcoming election. Before I start that though, I do want to extend my condolences to those family of the victims of that mass shooting in the mosques in New Zealand. I have to say, watching the outpouring today, it's all over, obviously, our news. One of our most prominent Muslim anchors on the project here, which is a current affairs show, Waleed Ali, delivered a beautiful speech last night about what happens when we gaslight, basically, and it cuts across race. It all has the same effect, whether it's a mass shooting of non-Muslim people or if it's a mass shooting of Muslims. It's all the same thing. When our leaders drive forward this political rhetoric, it ends in the same way. He was visibly upset, and it was a beautiful speech. So if you Google Waleed Ali, Waleed, it's A. Let me just get that correct for you because it is worth having a look at. Just bear with me. Okay, Waleed, new word, capital ALY. If you Google his speech, you'll find it. It was absolutely beautiful. So I just want to pull just 3 cards on that, and then I'll move forward to the other readings. So when I opened up to this reading, I just saw a person walking down a pathway, and that pathway extended into the horizon, and I was given the impression that we've got a long way to go before these things won't happen, but we are making progress because we're still walking, we're still moving forward. So what are the messages from Spirit around the New Zealand massacre of Muslims as they peacefully prayed in their mosques in a place like New Zealand, which is led by a tolerant and compassionate woman, Jacinda Ardern, who welcomes asylum seekers, actually offered to take them from Australia as our right-wing politicians were seeking to, really incarcerate them for a very long time. Jacinda Ardern stepped in. She's leading the country very well at the moment now, trying to unite people after this tragedy. So what do we need to know? What do we need to know about the shooting of Muslims in those mosques? We need to know, Spirit. Okay, so I'm getting bringing forward the same messages as Waleed did, that it doesn't matter whether it's Muslim, non-Muslim, whatever the race, whatever the creed, whatever the colour of the skin, it's all the same thing when we start to impose those judgments and we start to allow that rhetoric to enter our debate. When we fail to really, when we choose to do we don't choose to do the right thing. We know that this hate speech is wrong, yet we tolerate it. We don't speak up about it. We don't resist it. We assume or that it's the norm. All of that has consequences. Now I'm pulling the King of Wands here, and this is saying that it's all based on our leadership. So what is lacking in our leadership? And I'll read these cards psychically today. If you look at this particular card, the King of Fire, the King of Wands, you will see that what this king has to offer, aside from illumination, leadership, he also offers heartfelt words, heartfelt leadership. And when that is lacking, when we have the kind of leaders that are only playing to power, and this King of Fire isn't playing to power. He is taking the opportunity to ignite the flame of tolerance. If you look back at our leaders in the past across the world, John F. Kennedy, we had Gandhi, Mother Teresa, whoever Nelson Mandela. If you look at those types of leaderships, you will see that they fit this profile of the King of Fire, this heartfelt leadership, this leadership with tolerance and compassion that cuts across all of those boundaries, racial boundaries. And this is the message. Look very carefully at your leaders. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here, and this is talking about the role that women have to play in our society. There is a reason why the feminine is rising, and it is around those women who will take their place in society. The Queen of Earth equates with the Queen of Pentacles, and so Pentacles is a very earthly association. We are going to be getting another way to approach our security in this world beyond just finances. This is the Queen of the Earth. And we've got the Queen of Swords. So again, the women coming forward here, the Queen of Air. This is coming forward with wisdom, words, wisdom, wise words, wise leadership. So we've got this balancing of we need this balancing of the male and the female, or the male and the feminine energies. And this is going to be through our connection with our earth, through our leaders, through the wisdom of words. This is all what is needed, what is coming through. And people might say it's taking some time, and unfortunately we have these tragedies. But that image that I got of someone walking along a path, diligently and patiently walking, had some way to go, but was still making progress. And I feel that every time we witness events across the world that inspire us, you need to expect those inspiring events, whether that was in the midterm elections in the US, where so many women came forward and are making an impact, whether it's in Australia, where we've had high-profile women defecting, standing down, resigning from our coalition government, which is equivalent to your Republicans or equivalent to the Tories in England, where you have all these things happening. You need to stop and pause and listen, because we don't want to be just generating the dark energy. We don't want to be reacting to the rhetoric and the gaslighting and focusing on that. We need to be looking and expecting, in a way, not expecting because we are manifesting that, expecting new forms of leadership, opening our hearts, I guess, to new forms of leadership, watching our own words and how we express ourselves. Are we doing any of the things that we don't want to be seen in our leaders? What are our words doing as well? I think probably for me the main message here is our connection to Earth. This is something that's very powerful, that is rising along with the feminine, the balance between the male and the female, the yin and the yang, the duality. This, to me, is one of the most potent cards in this good tarot deck, and that is the Queen of the Earth, because it is strong and it is potent. And it is almost uncontrollable. It will rise and it will come forward as sure as I'm going to borrow from one of my favourite poets, as sure as the green fuse rises through the earth. That energy will continue and it is unstoppable. So I'm going to leave it there. condolences again to those that lost loved ones in this shooting, and not just in New Zealand, across America, across the world, where violence occurs through this hateful rhetoric, through the divisions, the racial and other divisions, the judgments that we put on others. I think Spirit has some very clear messages today to bring forward, and I think it's contained within, I hope you can see that, contained within these 3 cards, and it is around our leadership. So choose carefully, vote wisely. Thank you.